With all those select statements that we've been executing, got to figure at some point somebody must put some data into that database, and got to be some way for us to do that. And so that's exactly what we want to do in this lesson, is take a look at how we're going to actually work with, modify, insert, and delete the data in our database. Now, before we go anywhere, let's talk a little bit about the concepts of modifying data and a couple of real quick little things. First of all, SQL, again, not all about retrieving data. At some point we need to modify it. And you'll notice that we've got three main statements with which to do this. Insert, to create brand new rows. Update, to modify an existing row. And then finally delete, to remove a row. The slide is important. You can tell the slide is important because there's red on the slide. You'll notice right up at the very top. Be careful. Up until now, everything that we've done has been select statements. And select statements are inherently safe. All that you're doing is reading data. Now, you may wind up slowing somebody else down. You may wind up causing some form of what's known as a deadlock. But you're not going to actually accidentally modify data, delete data, or cause problems like that. Well, now we're going to go in and modify data. And SQL is always going to make the assumption that you know what you're doing. There is no Control-Z, there is no undo, there is nothing like that. So you do need to be very careful because mistakes can wind up being an RGE, a resume generating event. Now, to avoid disasters, some safety tips. Number one, always start with a select statement. Remember again that select will never modify data. So if I select the data, now I can see what it is that I'm about to modify. Number two is always add a where statement. And this is especially important for the update and the delete statement, where if I don't put in a where statement, it'll automatically delete every row it possibly can. In fact, it's not a bad idea if you're creating the query to actually start with the where line. Last but not least is consider commenting out the code that's going to modify the database. This helps to avoid an accidental F5 where maybe I was only halfway through writing the query and then I just hit F5. So you could go ahead and just put it inside of a comment.